I'm Casey, and this is I Don't Know What I'm Doing. Today, I just thought it would be fun to talk about 4 of my favorite books of all time. And 4 is not a very nice number for this type of thing, but genuinely, I only have my top 4 books really ranked up in my top 4 books. I could put in a number of honorable mentions, but we could be here all day, so we're just gonna talk about the 4 favorites. In at number 4 is going to be Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. This is historical fiction starting in 1910 England, as little Ursula Todd is born and then promptly dies right after being born. But we continue on as Ursula is born again in the same night in 1910, and then manages to live, but we go through her entire life as she continuously dies at various ages and then starts her life over again. The way my spouse has described this is like Groundhog Day, but if it was your entire life. I absolutely adore this book. I love Ursula, I love Teddy, I love all the characters in here, I love the setting. This was one of those books that the first time I read it, and every time I've subsequently read it, I want to be reading it all the time, and yet I constantly want to put it down because I want it to last longer. I want to live in this world a little longer, and I want to go on this journey with Ursula for a little bit longer. And I just love this book. I've recommended it to so many people. I think it's beautiful. I love the character work in here. I think that it deals with a very tumultuous time in human history that a lot of historical fiction tends to focus on, and that is, you know, Ursula coming of age and being an adult in World War II England. But this is so much more than just that. Not only are we talking about like living through the horrors of World War II and, you know, London being bombed and all of this, but it's also just about, you know, Ursula as a person and Ursula's life and lives and the way that small decisions can make massive changes in a person's life, and what you could do if you could just go back and change that one detail, and just even if you don't even know that you're doing it, it's just, oh, it's so incredible. I love this one. I can't recommend this to enough people ever. Absolutely ever. I just adore this book. In the number 3 position is Perdido Street Station by China Miéville. This is a hard, I don't know, it just depends on the day on whether this is number 3 or number 2 for me. This is, what isn't this about? This is following Isaac, a scientist and I believe thaumaturgist, or at least studies thaumaturgy, in the city of New Crobazon. And in this city, magic is real, but it's also, it's like real in the way that magic and science are intertwined. That's one of the things that Isaac has spent his life studying, is the way that they interplay and they intersect and what they can accomplish together. And you're following Isaac as he's trying to continue with his studies and trying to, I can't talk too much about like what the plot is, but it's him doing this, but he also meets a man named Yag, who is a Garuda, and which are a race of bird people, and he is coming to Isaac to try to help him with a problem. And it then just goes on, and you get Isaac and Lynn, his partner, who, and their friend group, but it's also bigger, and it tells the story of the city politics and this really terrifying threat that's happening. And it's just so filled with wonder and magic, and it's also just really dark and depressing, and it's so incredible. And this is another book. All of these top 4 books are books that I recommend all the time whenever people ask me about like books that that I enjoyed and that I think they should read. And this is just, oh, it's so amazing. And it's a dense book with so much happening. And when I got to the end of this book, I set it down and then I just like wept for a solid 20 minutes. It broke my heart to 1,000 pieces, and I love it so much, and I love everything about it, and I think about this one all the time. Okay, in my number 2 spot is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is a sort of whimsical, magical, historical fiction around, I can't find a time period on here, but this is following, oh God, Cecilia and Marco, who are 2 young people who are magicians' apprentices, and they have been pitted against each other their whole lives. They've been told that they're going to have to fight, and one of them is going to come out the winner, and they've been told this basically their whole lives, and they've prepped each other for this eventual conflict, only to finally meet as adults and to fall in love. And they build the night circus together, and I don't know what else to tell you that wouldn't be a major spoiler here, but it's beautiful. I love a great love story. I love the yearning and the wanting and the needing, and that's in here, and this is just also beautifully written. I love Erin Morgenstern's writing style, and one of the things I love so much about this book is the way that she describes like carnival or circus smells, and it's like that kind of animal smell mixed with like caramel corn and just mixed with like a clean night air. It's just, oh, it's incredible, and I absolutely love this book, and I love it. I don't know what else to say about it that's not I love it. Then on to my favorite book of all time, and that is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. This is a science fiction novel following Red and Blue, who are 2 agents of 2 different sides of the Time War, and they are fighting each other, and they begin to write letters to one another, and eventually, guess what? They fall in love, and it's beautiful, and it's sapphic, and it's gorgeous, and it's just, again, it's got this really beautiful writing in it that just is, it's so poetic, and it just leaves, it's just, I don't know a better way to describe it than it just fills up your imagination, because it's so fanciful at times, but then it's also incredibly real and down to earth and grounded. But it just, oh, it's incredible, and I recommend this to every single person that I ever talk to about books in any capacity. In fact, this isn't even my copy. This is my mom's copy of this book, because my copy is currently loaned out to someone because I wouldn't shut up about it. So I gave them the book and told them they had to read it. I have read this at least once a year since I first read it, which was a couple years ago, and I plan on rereading this again next month. This is probably one of my most read books. Every time I love it, I find something new to just fall in love with, and for something so short, I think that's just quite an accomplishment, and I absolutely adore it. Okay, that's it. That is my top 4 favorite books of all time. If you have made it this far in the video, please tell me your favorite books down below. I love to hear about people's favorite books. I love hearing people talk about shit that they love. It's one of the things that makes me happiest in this world, so I'd love to hear about your favorite books. Feel free to do the algorithm things if you want. If not, I will see you next Friday, and hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye.